Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Azakai here, bringing to you another video for Conqueror's Blade, published by Porus Interactive. This is a PTR update. This is a PTR update for a test happening on the 22nd to the 23rd. Uh, so do note that this is for mass unit mastery. We have the Serfs and Spear Militia. As you can see on the screen now, this is the white papers released for the PTR. I'll only be showing the mastery notes. Um, so again, these aren't official. So if you're wondering, if so, these probably not going to be the final numbers, but we will have them probably release on the 25th. The official update log will probably come out on the 24th. Because of the time frame, I highly doubt there's going to be any changes, but we will see. So, as we can see, we have level 1 increase health by 270, node 2 increase block by 80, level 3 increase health by 390. That's 650 extra health. That's like a 10% increase, and another increase block by 80. So that's 160 block can be pretty impressive sometime, but this is basically a lot of like any meta unit will probably do more than 200 block. This will probably help with like one attack if even their natural block is even that high. If they're unlucky or only the 160 extra block is going to cause nothing. Level 5, we have healing herbs heal allies within a certain range, restoring 70 health per second for 15 seconds. It's a thousand. It's 1,050 health. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. Uh, for a surf unit, okay. The thing that I find here really funny is that like what they're trying to probably do is allow this unit to kind of be a filler or a replacement for Matala Tori, because honestly, because they have masteries, they're actually stronger than traditional like tier 1 units. Now imagine this. Everyone's lost their main units, but everyone had like a few left over. I don't. I have three tier 5, but just imagine like people just have a bunch of serfs out. Healing herbs, by the sounds of it, heals themselves, remember? For 40 for 15 seconds or something like that. If that and the healing herbs heal allies, if that can cross, if that can work crossways so that two serfs are healing each other, and if a third serf comes around and they're healing themselves, I mean, they're healing the other two ones, and those two are healing that one, you could get a weird situation where healing herbs is being used off cooldown and just a whole bunch of serfs just constantly being healed. Um, don't do mind that like this would also work for heroes. I mean, heroes have 30,000 health. This would only heal you what? Um, heal you like 1/30th of your health. But I I just want to try to make this seem appealing. I think the most appealing part is level 8, but like let's read the other two before we get up to that. So level 6 we have reduce damage taken from all range attacks by 300. Um okay. Most range attacks are going to do way more damage than that, but excellent, I guess. Reduce damage taken by 8% when using healing herbs. Cool. They don't have particularly much health. I think it's around about 6,000 health. Healing herbs remove bleeding, burning, and other debuffs of allies within 5 seconds. Not sure what it means within 5 seconds. Does that mean that the first 5 seconds of healing herbs, or when it's applied to other allies, it will remove all bleeding, burning, and other debuffs, or it removes it after 5 seconds? Who knows? Like, this is something that probably should be tested, but I don't think anyone's going to test it. And certainly, I'm probably not going to have opportunity to test it because I'm not going to be, because probably I'm not going to be around at the time. It's again like it's a cheap unit. No one's going to use it for this particular action. If they do, it's an accident or they're just trolling. Because I can imagine just like people running serfs around just healing other people. And it could be hilarious, but why would you do this? It seems benign. Like this seems like why are you running around with a unit that in a combat sense completely worthless and as a support unit very minimal, extraordinarily minimal, though what could also be very very scary is serfs could low key be absolutely insane against rattan marksmen in particular. Having serfs around to combat or to help a push against rattan marksmen would be absolutely insane because it says within a certain range. If this range is big enough to cover an entire push, you could stop, you could clear the entire debuff of the rattan ranges for 5 whole seconds. 5 whole seconds is not a long time, but you don't need a long time on the front. You battles last for probably 20 seconds max. For me, 20 seconds max is pretty much as long as a battle will go for, unless new units pop up. So, as just like an offhand thing, like serfs could be used as a rattan marksman counter. That's about it. I don't see any other like extreme cases where serfs would be useful, but regardless, it's a very weak unit getting a bit of mastery. Um, Nothing spectacular to say the very least, because the serfs themselves are just not combat effective. The um, the effect that they apply is extraordinarily powerful, but it's extraordinarily situational. The healing, again, garbage. There's like way better healing units. You got the alchemists with their healing hands being way better. You have the shirt diners, which are way better. They'll heal you for like 80, like 60 to 80% of your health for some reason. And yeah, it's just not even comparable. Now we have the spear militia mastery. I like the idea what they're going with, but I also hate it because there are particular things that are just very 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 awkward. So anyway, let's read it out. Increase health by 300, increase piercing defense by 90, increase health by 420, increase piercing defense by 90, increase block by 200, and reduce block loss when hit in formation by 50. This is a flat number, by the way. 50, it's not a lot. Do mind units most old units will only do about 100 block rate, if even. A lot of newer units or a lot of meta units do around about 200. This is kind of crazy in the context that certain things, certain things just not gonna even be able to break through spear militia because of the increased block. I mean, so because of the block loss when hit information. Like they are basically going to be impervious to old units that don't have any block break at all. And I mean, a lot of units nowadays have quite a bit of block break, but it's not like 50 is small number either, because a lot of it's hidden though. It's not a percentage, which makes it more awkward because it's just going to be super effective against units that don't have block break, and it's going to be worthless against units that have a lot of block break. I still I still can't wrap my head around like why they did this, but it's only when hit in formation, which is also very interesting. So only while in formation that is going to be super strong. Now, if this also applies while they're advancing, oh man, that's going to be so cool. Pushing in with spear militia, only to watch them literally explode when they stop marching. Now, level 6, we have increased all defense by 80. These guys are going to be crazy amounts of defenses for something so cheap. I mean, if I remember correctly, these guys are like 60? I think they're 60 leadership. I think they're going to have I think they have around about 250-ish. So altogether for like piercing damage, these guys are going to skyrocket to like 400 and probably almost 500. Other stuff probably not so much. They also have a flat reduced damage taken by 200. It's not the highest, by the way. I think Demez Spearmen had like highest at like 500 or 600 damage reduction. I honestly think they could have the reduced damage taken much higher. But again, this block loss against certain units is that they'll probably be completely impervious or unbreakable at that point. And level 8. A successful block makes the next attack inflict extra 50% piercing armor penetration and piercing damage. I think this is kind of cool, mostly because it's just like, oh, make a block do extra damage. I like this. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the Orochis and the Ronins. They have the parry mechanic, which apparently is supposed to empower their next attack when they block an attack. Probably it doesn't happen often, but they can do it. I've never actually seen it, and I don't even know how much it is. So still, they hit around about. I did a test for this earlier, like 6-ish, maybe 8-ish hundred. If it stacks multiplicatively, we could be seeing something like 1200 damage, which is actually not small, by the way. Like 1200 damage for spear militia is like crazy high. Considering that like base wise, they're probably only hitting for 400. If it is just additive, it probably only be about 1,000 damage. Not great, but not bad, especially for a tier one unit. I can't really calculate armor in this situation, so I'm not even sure if it's even going to be able to break through some higher tier armor. But again, at 50%, you're probably going to be able to break through something, right? Their base piercing and thing would probably be in like the thousands or 900 or to 1,000. So I think the spear militia could be interesting. I don't know why they want them to be, but honestly, the scariest part is the block loss when in formation. Block loss when hit in formation by 50. That is the scariest part. You could just to give some examples. Um, the tertials, when you get the blocking node, I mean the anti-block node, it only adds 100 block break to their attack. If these guys reduce that by a flat 50, they're only doing 50 block break. we know that like heavy shield units like basically have almost 1,000 going up to like the ISG had the highest amount um at like 14, I think 1,400 block. Like if we think that spear militia probably have as probably as base wise like 800 with a couple of the extra nodes, it'll probably be 960. That's going to take that's going to take um what is it, like 19 shots in order to block break these guys with terrestrials. That's a forever. That's like a forever in like against range. It's going to be impossible for range to break spear militia as in the context, and other things that have low block break. Another thing that's going to be super weird is like the the crescent monks. I think their block got reduced from, oh man, I can't remember. It's been so long, but I think their block break got reduced from like 140 to like 60 or something. And if this if this drops to 50, I mean if that's dropped to 50 by 50 and it's like 10 block break, that's gonna take like 200. That's gonna take like almost 100 attacks to break through spear militia. I think that I just find that really funny. Doesn't I mean like monks wouldn't even wait to block break the spear militia anyway. They would just use the leap attack just to smack them because that's unblockable. But anyway, that's the masteries that are going to come. If you Are you guys interested? Are you guys like happy that that serfs are getting some love, that spear militia are getting some love? I like the fact that spear militia is getting some love. I don't understand why serfs are getting some love, especially in a non-combat sense. I think Spear Militia got a bit of both. It got a bit of both of what it needed, and it kind of concentrated on formation, which I love. But at the same time, innately, they're already very, very, very strong in formation, but you never want to be in formation for long because they're just too easy of a punching bag. I might bring them around just for funsies. I might deck them out just for funsies because I think having like and a block monster just because there's reduced block loss when hit in formation by 50, like I think this is going to be way stronger than it is, but I think, but when you really think about it, um the amount of block break people have probably going to blast through me anyway. So that's all for this PTR announcement. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but other than that, my name's Atsukai. Have a nice day. Bye for now.